Fasting is one of the hottest trends in the health and wellness space today for good reason. It comes with a host of health benefits. I'm talking your immune system, weight loss, brain health, autophagy, helping to prevent cancer, and a host of other benefits that we're going to talk more about today. But fasting isn't a trend and it's not going away anytime soon. In fact, fasting is built into our DNA. As you learned about in our most recent video about fasting, we talked all about the history and the myths behind fasting. Today, we are talking about the benefits that fasting contains, because the truth is, fasting is built into our DNA. We are meant to feast and we are meant to go through periods of famine. And when you can do the right types of fasting, I'm talking whether that's intermittent fasting or just going to sleep and waking up and breaking your fast, hence the term breakfast, break fast. That's what fasting is. You go to sleep, you wake up, or you can do an intermittent fast, like a 16-hour fast. You can do an alternate day fast, eat every other day. You can do a 3-day fast, or you can do an extended fast. They all come with unique health benefits, and we're going to be talking about more of those today. So when you're ready, let's jump into this episode. Now we're going to run through the 10 benefits of fasting. The first one being it lowers inflammation. Now there's a host of science that shows short-term and longer-term fast, few days to more than a week, can actually help to lower inflammation. Now, anecdotally, I can speak from personal experience. When I did a 7-day juice cleanse back in 2018, days 1, 2, and 3 were a little rough. That was kind of my rough period. But on day 4, I was on beach patrol. I was a lifeguard in Ocean City, Maryland, and I can remember day 4 just vividly. It's one of the best days of my life. It was seriously so incredible because I could run forever. I felt as light as I've ever felt, zero inflammation in my body. I could swim forever. I didn't get tired. I'm not even exaggerating. It just was incredible because I was running on ketones. I felt like all the inflammation left my body. I was so clear-headed, and that's my own anecdote, but there's also a ton of incredible science that shows engaging in a regular fasting protocol can help to lower and regulate inflammation levels. Now, the second benefit of fasting is that it improves skin health and complexion, and it does this in large part because it resets completely your gut bacteria in a lot of ways. And when you're fasting, you're changing your gut microbiome, and we know now that your gut is kind of like your second brain. Your gut microbiome controls a lot about your body. It controls your skin, it controls your thyroid, it controls heart health, it controls so much weight loss. There's a lot of different benefits of having good probiotics in your gut. Now, just to reiterate this point, there was a 3-month randomized controlled trial published in the Journal of Clinical Medicine that looked at a fasting mimicking diet. So it wasn't completely fasting, but it was a fasting mimicking diet and its influence on skin health in a group of 45 healthy women. They were between the ages of 35 and 60, and what the researchers found was that skin hydration, complexion, and texture was all better in the fasting group than in the control group. Now, if you are out there engaging in a juice fast like I'm currently doing, I'm doing 5 juices a day. There's a lot of incredible science that shows that fruit juices in general, when you're doing a fast, can actually help improve the skin and complexion as well. There's a 2016 study that suggested that citrus-based juices might help preserve skin health by reducing oxidative stress, because citrus-based juices are full of vitamin C, and that's an antioxidant vitamin, so it can really help the skin via that route. Similarly, pomegranate juice has been shown to help prevent signs of skin aging in another study. Now, the third benefit of fasting is that it reverses aging and extends longevity, because I've talked about this a little bit before, but one of the most amazing benefits of fasting is apoptosis, or programmed cell death, or autophagy, which literally means to eat oneself. These are the repair mechanisms that basically take place when you are in a fasted state, not getting in sugar, as we're about to talk about, or a particular amino acid called leucine. Now, our bodies are constantly undergoing. As I'm standing here today, as you're watching this, our bodies are constantly in a state of repair and renewal. It's just, we're healing, we're going through that repair state. You need food to repair, but you need time to allow that repair to happen, which is what we do in a fasted state, like I've mentioned before. And if we're not giving our bodies that fasted state, sleep is primarily where we'll be fasted. If we're not giving our bodies sleep in a fasted state, then we're not going to go through autophagy or apoptosis properly. And sometimes we forget that in order to bring in the new, we need to clear out the old. And that's exactly what autophagy is. You're literally eating old damaged cells to make way for the new one that you're gonna make by all that new good food that you're eating. Now, there's some science to confirm what I'm saying. There was a study published in the journal Cell Metabolism, very prestigious medical journal, where authors said, quote, "Chronic fasting extends longevity in part by reprogramming metabolic and stress resistance pathways." That's what I was just talking about. They went on to say, thus, fasting has the potential to delay aging and help prevent and treat diseases while minimizing the side effects caused by chronic dietary interventions. Just by engaging in fasting, it's a free protocol. You have to pay nothing. You just don't eat. And if you can train your body to do that, there's gonna be no stopping. Now, the fourth pretty incredible benefit of fasting is that it might prevent Alzheimer's disease. The autophagy that we just talked about, the main thing with autophagy and brain health is that it helps to clear out all the beta amyloid plaque that tends to accumulate in patients with Alzheimer's disease. And if we are able to clear out that beta amyloid plaque, this is a lot of good association that suggests that we might not develop dementia or Alzheimer's disease later in life. And this makes sense, like kind of intuitively thinking, it just makes sense when we are engaging in a fasting protocol, because Alzheimer's is known as type 3 diabetes, ingesting too much sugar. But if we are engaging in a nice fasting protocol and not eating as much and just kind of cycling through what we are eating higher quality foods, this could help. Now, the fifth benefit of fasting that you probably already knew about is that it boosts fat burning. Of course, if you're eating less calories, you're going to burn body fat. And of course, we just talked all about that. You're burning through your stored glycogen, and then and only then can you access your stored body fat. Now, the sixth benefit of fasting is that it helps to keep your blood sugar levels stable. If you are somebody out there that is struggling with your blood sugar issues, pre-diabetic, diabetic, you're on metformin or anything like that, please keep working with your physician. Don't undergo a fasting protocol without working with your physician. But fasting can be an incredible way to help regulate blood sugar levels naturally because of all the mechanisms that we just talked about. Burning through your food, burning through your stored glycogen, and then accessing your stored body fat to keep your glucose levels regulated. Now, the seventh benefit of fasting, and this is a major one, this is it helps to regulate your metabolism. Now, the science has never been clear in regards to fasting and metabolic health because there's been a host of studies that have shown that fasting, both the short term, whether that's intermittent, alternate day, or just a simple 3-day short-term fast, or a long-term fast, 7 days plus, they have very positive beneficial effects on metabolism. Now, there was a smaller study done in 11 healthy men that found that a simple 3-day fast, like I'm doing now, can actually increase their metabolism by 14% because of kind of all the things that we talked about. You're repairing, you're building back up. Now, the 8 out of 10 benefits of fasting is that it improves clarity and mental focus. Now, going back to that conversation about hunter-gatherers in the history of fasting, not always having food readily available, think about this, like commonsensically thinking, if we didn't eat food, why would it have made sense in a fasted state for our ancestors? Why would it have made sense for them to be brain fogged or just not have good cognition? They needed to be mentally alert when they didn't have food in their bellies. And that is one of the major benefits of being in a fasting protocol. Kind of the opposite when we think about Thanksgiving or a major holiday event, when we're eating a lot of food, what do we feel? We feel tired, we feel sluggish, we're in a food coma. Because when we're eating a lot of food, we have a lot of blood rushing to the center. It's not because of tryptophan like you might have believed, it's because you have a lot of blood rushing to digest all that food, so that's less blood that is going to your brain. But when we are fasted and producing ketones in a ketogenic state, you are going to have so much mental clarity, you're gonna be so focused. Right now, I'm recording this video on the 3rd, almost 4th day of my fast because I am so mentally alert. If I were to record this on day 1 or day 2, I wouldn't have been as mentally alert, but because I'm doing it after my body has burned through all that stored glycogen and now accessing my stored body fat, I'm producing ketones, now I'm more mentally alert to do it. So that's one of the most amazing benefits of fasting is that you're so clear-headed, you won't be brain fogged, you'll feel like you're on the limitless pill, all for free. Now, the 9th benefit of fasting is that it improves your gut bacteria. When you completely allow your digestive tract to have a break, I mean, when was the last time your digestive tract had a break? No food coming in, you eliminate all the waste, you're flushing it out with either juices, bone broths, water, or all the above, you completely are able to reset a lot of your gut bacteria. To prove this point, there was a 2017 study with a 3-day juice-only diet, like I'm doing right now. This study found that the diet altered the gut bacteria in 20 healthy adult participants. They experienced substantial weight losses that lasted after the study ended, and the researchers concluded this may be due to the changes in the participants' gut bacteria, because we know today that gut bacteria control virtually everything. And if you're trying to lose weight, you got to try and change that gut microbiome, and doing regular fasting protocol can help. And the last benefit of fasting, engaging in a nice fasting protocol, is that it can help with weight loss. This is not the first benefit. This is not why you should do a fasting protocol. I listed this last for a reason, because I don't want people going out there and just eating less calories for the sake of losing weight with the goal to lose weight. That's not why you should do fasting. That'll just be one side effect of the person that you're becoming with all the other benefits that you're going to get get when you engage in fasting. Yes, you're going to eat less, but you're also going to change your microbiome. You're going to improve your immune system. You're going to improve a lot of other things in your life, in your body, and in your health. And fat loss is just one benefit that you're going to have. Now, will you gain some of that weight back when you start eating food again? Yes, but you're going to change your microbiome. Hopefully you're changing your eating patterns, but don't do this for the weight loss. But the science has shown that people that engage in regular fasting protocols have long-lasting weight loss results long-term. I am a much bigger fan of thinking of fasting as a tool that you keep in your superhero utility belt. You know, you pull that out of Batman's belt, pull that out of his gauntlet, and you're able to use that when you want to use it. You don't have to use it all the time, but it's more of a tool that you can use for certain instances. What's up, guys? Real quick, if you're loving this content about fasting, then you are going to love these two supplements right here that can help take your fasting protocol to the next level. The first thing that I have is ancestral minerals. This is basically electrolytes that can help to replenish your body. You know, you're drinking a lot of liquids, you might be flushing a lot of things out. This is going to help keep you hydrated because you need electrolytes like magnesium, potassium, chloride, sodium, wildflower bee pollen, and Atlantic kelp. This is going to help you to actually hydrate your cells because it's not actually the water that's hydrating, it's the electrolytes. And that's what ancestral minerals are, all in the most bioavailable forms from the most pristine sources. So check that out. I'm also taking this grass-fed colostrum in powdered form from Ancestral Supplements because colostrum is incredible at helping the gut. And right now I'm in a fasting protocol. I have everything cleared out of my digestive tract. I'm just doing juices, bone broth, water, electrolytes. That's it. And so when I can ingest a little bit of colostrum, it's kind of like a nice cheat code. There's very minimal, if any, calories in these little packets, and your gut is getting flooded with some nutrients in colostrum that are unique to colostrum alone that can help to repair the gut lining, help leaky gut, help your immune system, and so many more things. So if you're looking to take your fasting protocol to the next level, give Ancestral Minerals and grass-fed colostrum a try today. Now, with all these benefits about fasting and talking about this, fasting just isn't for everyone. And who should not do fasting? Well, we have a few groups of people here that should not fast. The first one is pretty obvious. If you are malnourished, have any form of eating disorder, or you are severely underweight, fasting is not appropriate for you right now at this point in your life. If you're able to put on more weight, if you're able to get a little bit healthier, if you're able to put on a little bit more muscle mass, a little bit more body fat, then you can engage in a nice fasting protocol if it's right for you at that point in time in your life. Also, children under 18 should not engage in a longer period of fast. Now, 12 hours is the bare minimum everybody should fast. I mean, that's 8 at night to 8 in the morning. That's bare minimum. You can even get a lot of benefits just by doing that and then extending that to 14 hours to 16 hours. I think most people can probably do that, but I'm talking about a 3-day fast or even longer. Kids under 18 shouldn't be doing a more long-term fast. And also, pregnant and breastfeeding women should not be doing any type of fast. This goes without saying, but if you're out there pregnant, looking to become pregnant, or breastfeeding, I wouldn't engage in long-term fasting protocols. Now, there are a few select populations of people that maybe should approach fasting a little bit more cautiously, and this goes without saying, but anybody out there on medications should work with their doctor. I understand that this is a large group of people, but if you feel like your medications might interact with your fasting protocol, if you're on metformin, blood sugar issues or anything like that, please work with your doctor and, work with a well-guided health professional that can help you maybe adopt a nice fasting protocol if it's right for you. If you have diabetes or other health-related complications, don't just blindly go into a random fast and just stop eating. That's not what I'm encouraging. Work with a doctor, work with a health professional that can help you do this the right way. Now, side note, you might be wondering, should women be fasting? Is it the same for men and women? Now, when talking about all this, everybody's different. Each individual is different, but across the board, the same issues that men experience, women also experience, and vice versa. So in the data, the fasting is generally pretty much the same, both for men and women. Now, you might be an individual that has tried fasting before and it might not have worked for you, and that's all right. Now, when talking about the history of fasting and going through periods of feast and famine, both sexes were equally affected here. It's not like the men just were in a famine and the women had food abundance. Both sexes are equally designed. Our biology is equally designed to be able to handle periods of food scarcity. Women probably more so than men because women have a little bit higher of a body fat percentage normally than men do, just for a lot of different reasons, but they are typically able to handle fast better than men can. Now, health complications will come into this, medicines will come into play, but just across the board, women tend to do better with fast than men. But you might be thinking, what about like reproductive hormones and things like that? Well, I got some science here that kind of affirms what I'm saying. There was a study that examined the effect of a 3-day fast on the reproductive hormones during different parts of the menstrual cycle in women. Glucose and insulin levels for all women stayed the same and were at normal levels, and all reproductive hormones also remained in normal levels as well. The researchers even ran ultrasounds on the women, and it showed that there was normal growth of the egg in the women and overall menstrual cycles remained unchanged. The point with this is that if you haven't tried fasting, don't be afraid of it just because you are a woman. You just gotta learn how to do it the right way and figure out how it works for you, if it works for you, and it might not. But you don't need to do anything crazy like a 3-day fast. Engaging in a 12 to 14 to 16 hour fast might be great for you. But it goes without saying, if you're a woman out there that is underweight, that has a lower body fat percentage, this can cause amenorrhea, which is the loss of your menstrual cycle. So if you're out there and you're currently at a low body fat percentage, underweight, low muscle mass, don't engage in a fasting protocol. Please eat more food. I'm giving you permission to eat more food. So don't engage in a long-term fasting protocol. So there's many different types of fasting like I talked about today. There's intermittent fasting, there's alternate day fasting, short-term fast like I'm doing. Anything more than 7 days is considered a long-term fast, and all of these different types of fasts can be done many different ways. There's liquid fats fast. You can include like grass-fed butter, a bulletproof coffee like I've been a fan of since 2015 for almost a decade now. You can do just soups, you can do just juices, you can do a combination like I like to do, and of course the electrolytes, tea, and you should aim to keep your calories less than 300 per day. So just to give you an example of the protocol that I just followed, I stopped eating at 8 p.m. on Monday night, and then I've done nothing but juice and bone broth, electrolytes and salt Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then I'll eat again on Friday morning. And you're probably wondering, how's Craig gonna break his fast? What's the food he's gonna break his fast with? Now, what I'm gonna do is not eat a big giant steak like I would like to do. What I'm gonna do is introduce it slowly, and this is something that I think is very beneficial that you could do as well whenever you reintroduce a food into your fast. I'm gonna break my fast with kefir. Now, I have here my kefir that I am fermenting. This is raw milk that's been fermenting with kefir grains in my cabinet for the past almost 24 hours. And what this is the best probiotic that you can get. Now, this kefir, when I strain it out, is just basically gonna be drinkable yogurt. This contains over 65 different strains of probiotics. The next best thing on the market might be kombucha, tempeh, or miso soup, but they don't even come close to having the same amount of probiotics in here that kefir does. And you might be thinking, yogurt only has about 5 strains of probiotics in it, and over 60 strains of probiotics in there. When my gut is nice and cleared out, it's cleansed, I'm fasted, I'm gonna ingest all those probiotics, healthy gut bacteria, and my gut is gonna be basically Superman at this point. So that's what I'm gonna break my fast with. I'm gonna drink all this kefir, and then I'm going to probably do a little bit of eggs and some avocado for lunch, and just have a light Friday, nothing too crazy, but I'm gonna do probiotics, I'm gonna do protein, healthy fats, and just ease my way back into it. And then I might have a big steak on Saturday or something like that. So that's what I have for you guys today. If you found this video valuable, be sure to leave a comment below, any questions that you might have. Hit that like and subscribe button because we have a ton more incredible videos coming your way just like this very soon. Send this video out to somebody that you know needs to see it most, and I'll talk with you next time.